Morning everyone, and welcome to this lesson on mixed numbers and improper fractions. Now you might say, what are those things? Well, I'm going to explain them right now. Take a look. First of all, we'll start with mixed numbers. Now, as you know, when something is mixed, it means that we're going to have two different, or maybe more than two different types of things. In this case, with mixed numbers, you have two different types of things. Have a look. We have a whole number. This is an example I'm doing for you. You have a whole number, and next to it you have a fraction of some sort, one of the proper fraction next to it, and we call 2 1/4, we call that a mixed number. Okay, let's look at another one. It's got a whole number and it's got a proper fraction next to it. So here we have 3 2/3, and this once again we call a mixed number. All right, now let's take a look at proper fractions. We've already done them before, so I'm going to just write a few examples over here. We could have 2/4, we could have 1/3, we could have 3/5, we could have 9/10. All of these are called proper fractions because if you take a look at all of these, I want you to take a careful look here. The top number, the numerator, is smaller than your denominator. Can you see? The numerator is smaller than the denominator. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. The last one, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. All right, now the last section, improper fractions. Now, improper fractions are the opposite way around to proper fractions. That's why they're called improper, the opposite of proper. So we could have 4 halves like that. We could have 3 3/3, because it can be, if it's the same size, top and bottom, then it's also called an improper fraction. Right, we could have 5/8. We could have 4/10. All of these, if you look carefully, I'm going to make one last one where we're going to call this one also an improper fraction. Remember, if it's the same size, top and bottom, we also call it an improper fraction. Right, so let's look at the first one here just to check that it is an improper fraction. In this case, we have a bigger numerator, bigger than the denominator. If they're the same size, they're also called improper fractions, remember. This one is, here I've actually, can you see, I've actually made a 5, so I've got to correct that one. I'm going to add a 1 in front of it. 15/8 is an improper fraction because the top is bigger than the bottom. Numerator bigger than the denominator. Here I'm going to add, put a 1 next to it to make it into a 14/10, because then we have an improper fraction. Bigger numerator, smaller denominator. Or if it's the same size as each other, they are also called improper fractions. Now, I hope that you're going to remember that in your activity today.